Hello, this is the Captain Paxo with Bloodshade video for Dark Souls 3. Because the Bloodshades are a topic of content, I guess you could say, because they're these self-proclaimed anti-gankers who then proceed to gank. The thing is, though, is like it brings into a lot of questions, like the idea that an invader should do whatever they can in order to win. You know, team up with other invaders, use the environment, all of that sort of stuff. And it also brings into question, like, what is an actual gank? You know, because some people are under the opinion, I'm not saying it's wrong, but some people are under the opinion that more people engaging you than you're engaging them, that's a gank. So right now, 3v2, we're getting ganked. Now it's a 2v2, it's not a gank, it's a team fight. I'll lose the purple, it'll be a 2v1 gank. But then a blue will come along and we'll take out the white, then we're ganking the host, you know? Other people have the opinion, and again, I'm not saying it's a false opinion, but they have the opinion that gankers are only people who are waiting around intentionally to kill phantoms, which both the host and the Bloodshades can fill that gank definition as well. And it's just sort of like, well, the thing is like, we've got these hosts and phantoms, they're ganking, but now we've got these Bloodshades that are also ganking, and they're fighting each other to create a team fight, which is what meant to happen. But at what point do the Bloodshades turn ganker? Is it the point where all the phantoms are dead and it's just the host versus like a couple of Bloodshades or other invaders? Because they don't have to be Bloodshades, remember that. Is that a gank? You know? And it's like, just because I should probably say this, like, it doesn't have to be the Bloodshades that are doing the so-called ganking. It's just that Bloodshades get a bad name for it, since they are these kind of self-proclaimed anti-gankers. You know, it's because they give themselves this name that they're so scrutinized when they do anything, you know, because people have the opinion that, or they're under the impression that they're meant to be these super glorified, honorific knights or whatever, when really it's anything but, because it's like, we're invading. Have we forgotten that? But I kind of like this in a way, because it kind of brings back the whole like topic for content on ganking in Dark Souls 1, because there are people in Dark Souls 1 who would defend ganking to the death, which I'd never really understand, but people did it, you know. It was an opinion, and a lot of opinions are not wrong. There are some that are just probably shouldn't say out loud, because 90% of people will disagree with you or whatever. But I don't know where I'm going with that. And it also brings to me brings back, I should say, the idea that when invading, you shouldn't really try to adhere to certain standards, to certain rules, to certain people's expectations, because everybody has different standards and rules and expectations and whatever. So you can't adhere to them all, because some of them are fucking contradictory, you know? Like, how dare you Estus in a 1v1? Or the opposite of that, why would you not heal? You're an invader, you should do everything in your power to beat the host, you know? Like, oh, why did you use the environment to your advantage? You can't fight properly, you scrub. Or, like, oh, why didn't you use the environment to your advantage? You're an invader, you should do everything possible to get the advantage. You see? There are so many standards that are just so contradictory that you physically can't abide by them all because they contradict each other, you know? And it's sort of, for me at least, I just sort of think, you know what, there's no point in trying to adhere to these standards because it is just like, there's no point. Like, just screw it, just have fun, which is what I've been doing, you know. Am I at soul level 140? Yes. Am I using a bleed build? Yes. Am I wearing the armor of Farron or Watchdog? What is it called? The Undead Legion armor? Yes, I am. And I've also got the enemy on me, which is a big mistake. Am I being edgy? Which is a term I really don't like all that much. Well, yes, sometimes, but most of the time, no. I'm not, to be perfectly honest, because I'm just here to have fun, you know. Don't know what happened to that Silver Knight. He just decided, yeah, definitely a good idea to lag out right now, and I decided, yeah, definitely a good idea to use that Estus. Well done. Where was I? Something about, like, all of these topics of contention surrounding the Bloodshades. But yeah, my opinion is, like, well, obviously the Bloodshades were created as a sort of, like, there's a lot of gankers in the Pontiff, Aldrich area. Invaders are having such a hard time. Even Red Sign summoners are having a hard time. We need some way to take them out, but the thing is, gankers are very, very organized, whereas invaders are not. So let's make invaders organized through the Bloodshades, and then we can take out hosts a lot easier. This is quite interesting right here. I wait for the Aldrich guy gets a parry, and I wait to hear the riposte sound so I can safely plunge without killing him. I just thought that was quite cool. Didn't do a lot of damage because I should have swapped to the Flamberge. I might have hit the Aldrich guy there a little bit. Have you noticed that when Aldrich Faithful guys get summoned, like, there isn't a space between Aldrich Faithful and their name? It's just Aldrich Faithful, their name, and it makes it really hard to read. This guy's got a shield and spamming the R1 with a straight sword. I'm going to try and parry him. Or hyper armor him, but I parry him. I should have swapped to my sidearm because I have a dagger as my backup, but I forget to use it like all the time. There it is. A little too late on the draw there. But yeah, it's just interesting to me that now the, like, Dark Souls 1, the whole, like, what is a gank, like, kind of topic has been pretty much dried out, because it was talked about so much, like, gank hunting, what is a gank, they're not gankers, am I ganking, what, you know, that sort of thing. That topic's been run dry so much that, oh, that's not how you parry, that it hasn't really been talked about in Dark Souls 3 all that much until the Bloodshades came up and everyone went, oh, Bloodshades are gankers, when actually, like, yeah, okay, some of them might gank, but the thing is like, they're still invaders. Like, that's the thing you have to recognize, is that they're still invaders. They're still going to try and kill the host. It doesn't matter if they're ganking or not, they're still going to try and kill the host. And if they want to be super organized to try and kill the host, they can, you know? But if they're kind of like me and they just run by themselves, then they might sort of pseudo team up with some other invaders. But you can sort of see that kind of effect in just just using the environment to your advantage, you know. What you're doing is you're ganking the host with the environment. Instead of using a human player, you're using the engine, you know? So, I mean, that's looked down upon as well, but again, there's contradictory ideas about what you should and should not be doing in an invasion, which is a little bit silly if you think about it, trying to tell people how to play their game. Like, there are situations where it's just sort of like, what are you doing? That strategy is just like trash. Unless you're like trying to be funny or whatever, you're not gonna get anything done, you know. But apart from that, like, telling people how they should and should not play because of like certain standards that you've made up effectively, like, what are you doing? That double plunge attack. Sorry, Aldrich. A prayer for the departed. Yay. I thought that was a cool moment. And that's the thing, is like, this Covenant does create a lot of cool moments, you know? Like this moment where we've got two Bloodshades and an Aldrich guy. He gets smacked by an archer because they've got the Seed of the Giants, and the host and the two summons are in the tower and they're coming up, and it's actually the same host. I think it's the same host as the one in the first clip. Yeah, it is. Blue hair, Shield of Want, Sorcerer. And this is just a chaotic clusterfuck. This is actually what I really like about the Bloodshades Covenant, because it allows for this kind of chaotic mess. Gold comes running in to try and take me out for hitting his host. He's being occupied by the... Oh, yes. There's just so much going on, you know. The Aldrich Faithful guy's throwing firebombs. The Red's trying to occupy the host while the Gold's chasing him down. I trade with the host, or the Gold, sorry. I get brailed by a Crystal Soul Spear. I heal up. My buddies are doing some good fighting. I put on some buffs. Aldrich guy heals, tries to do like a 180 smack on whoever's chasing him. I decide to go for the host because he's kind of on his own. He's looking the wrong way. I try and go for a backstab. I get two R1s. I try and go for a jump attack actually, but it just comes out as a regular R1. I try and like stop running and go for a regular two-handed attack. That jump attack somehow misses me. Praise hitboxes, am I right? And now I'm getting chased down by both the Phantoms. The Red's got some sorceries of his own. That hits me, it hurts a lot, I'm chasing him down, he's almost dead. As he falls, I manage to hit him with a roll attack, and that's game over. Stuff like that is just the best. Absolutely love that stuff. Managed to avoid a plunge attack there as well. Whew, lucky me. But that's the stuff that I am here for, you know? I'm here because it's a heck of a lot of fun. I'm not here because I want to, like, gank hosts, like in a role reversal. I'm not here because I want to fight these dirty crusaders or whatever, because they're not. They're just, I don't know. Crusaders are kind of cool. I'm not here because of some like honor-bound hatred for gankers. I'm just here to have fun, you know, as I take quite a beating from the environment there. These guys have got this shit. How did that hit me? This is quite a fun fight. I quite like this guy. He's pretty skilled. He's got his Lothric Knight longsword. I wonder if that's lightning infused. I'm not too sure. Probably is. Because if you don't know, the Lothric Knight longsword gets an S scaling in Faith when you make it lightning, which is best scaling in the game. Best rank, I should say. And he's also got a claw on his offhand, like me, for parrying. I mean, sometimes I pull out the claws to main them, because I do actually really like the claws. The thing is, he's using the mannequin claws, and I'm just using the standard claws. You can kind of tell because his blades are a little bit closer together. It's kind of hard to tell. Host is using a claymore. He does a jump attack. I should have friggin' backstabbed him there. He tried to parry me right there, but his timing's a little bit off. It's just all good fun, you know? Oh, we almost got hit by the, what are they called? The deacons? That's it. I remember the name. Healing's overpowered, though. Like, watching, during the, like, when I was playing, it wasn't really a lot of fun, because a lot of the time I'd just get destroyed, and, or, like, there'd be, like, a really long, drawn-out fight, and it just wasn't very fun. But as I'm watching this back, it's actually really entertaining, especially the sort of team fights. Like I said, it's not like the honor-bound hatred for gankers, because I don't have any. I don't think it exists. More luck than judgment without parry. But yeah, I just don't think it exists. Do I like gankers? No. Right, they're annoying. They can be an absolute nuisance to fight by yourself. In fact, fighting them by myself, I don't really stand a chance, which is effectively why I've got a Bloodshades build, or why I'm invading in the Aldrich, because it turns a gank into a team fight. I mean, with certain definitions, you could still say that the host is a ganker, or the host and the phantom are gankers, because some people think it only applies for hosts, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's your definition. It's just other people will tell you differently, which is stupid, you know. A good I start trying to dead angle this guy because he's trying to parry me. But a good analogy from the Seraphim17, if you don't know his channel, you should definitely check him out. Is he says Dark Souls is literally religion, you know? Like, you got people all with all of their different beliefs and definitions and all that, and they want to make you think like them, you know? It's literally religion, and it's a brilliant analogy, you know? And then he goes on to say that backstabbing in Dark Souls 1 is literally God, because it's like all of the different opinions you can have on it is it equivalates to quite a shit ton. But this is pretty much nearing the end of this first part. I'm thinking of doing a second part of this. God, I kind of want to talk about the Astora Greatsword and how its rolling attack is classed as a thrust attack. It's a horizontal chop. You throw it from over your head down onto the ground. How is that a thrust attack? But whatever. Like I said, I'll probably do another one of these. So until then, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.